What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another John boat to bass boat conversion video. So in the last video we got the front deck cut out, we got all the foam added inside of the rod lockers, and then we also finished this back deck. Now that all the foam is inside the boxes, we can now start running all the wires. Check out that catfish. Are you freaking kidding me right now? So here is all the actual wiring. All this is for the power, electronics. We got a transducer already ran through the tray. We got the power wire for the trolling motor here. All that needs to run through this wall. But the black box, I was thinking about putting the black box right here on this wall, just like that. We're starting here because this has the shortest wires. Everything else I can kind of make the wires longer, but this wire I can't really adjust, so it needs to be the closest to the front of the boat as it can be. Alright, the black box is installed and that is on there good, not coming off. Let's go ahead and shove these power wires for the trolling motor back in this hole. So there's that wire, and this is going to go to the battery that's going to be sitting in this area. Got that second grommet in. We can go ahead and shove in our first wire. And now we have the power wire for this. And we can just go straight across, right into this wall right here. Alright, we got the hole drilled out. We got the grommet in place. Oh god, it's so tight. Power wire is ran. Now we just need the transducer wire. But now I'm going to go ahead and vacuum out all this, and then we can attach those wires. Alright, got those 3 wires connected. That looks so freaking clean. Alright, so here is the 2-bank charger. This needs to go in this area as well. Let's get the battery box in here, where it's gonna go. This one has the breaker already in place for the trolling motor. So we're gonna use this one. Got the grommet in. Now we can shove in our wires. And this is for the battery charger. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all wired back up since I got the wire through the wall. So we just need to connect these 2 wires. Okay, so I just soldered back on the battery terminal wires for the battery charger. Also soldered on this fuse back to the power wire for the black box. But I did some research on lithium batteries and I got some bad news. This battery charger cannot charge lithium batteries, which sucks. So if I want to upgrade to lithium, I'm gonna have to upgrade the battery, and that is what I just did. I just ordered a 3-bank charger that can charge lithium batteries and lead acid batteries. So we can charge any type of battery that we want with the new charger, but that charger will not be here until Friday. So we have a few days till that gets here, but at least we got the hole drilled for it in the meantime. So we're gonna go ahead and take this back out. All that work I just did down the drain. We make mistakes and we learn from it, people. That wasn't really a mistake. I just didn't know what the capabilities of this charger was, and now I do. I'm glad I checked it out. They say you can charge lithium batteries with this, but it damages the lifespan of the battery. And as we all know, lithium batteries are pretty freaking expensive, so I don't want to damage the lifespan I'd rather pay the 175 bucks I paid for the other charger and make the batteries last as long as possible. I want to throw a battery back in here and see how much room I have to mess with inside this box real quick, and then compare it to the lithium battery that's going to go in there. All right, so we got a new charger coming. We got a 100Ah lithium battery coming. The battery is the same size as this battery, except it is a 1/4 inch longer. So this lead acid battery is 60 pounds, and the lithium battery I got is only 25 pounds. So that's a huge difference in weight. Okay, so this is pretty much all the room I have to work with here. We got all these wires running in. 2 of these wires will be for fish finders, so those will go straight to the battery. And then the rest of these wires can go to the fuse block. So we can go ahead and start working on the fuse block, I think, and get all these other wires attached to it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the fuse block for this battery. We got the positive wire here and the negative. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this just because I want to see where we could possibly put this fuse block. And to really see that, I need to put the wires on, because the wires run out the bottom and then out the top. So we gotta factor in this wire. This positive is already connected to a kill switch, so I can kill this entire battery here if I need to. I mean, that's squeezed in between the battery and the wall right now, but I could do something to put a base right here. Have that actually secured down right there. That's easy. I can run the wire up here and up through here. But then again, I want to put the switch panel up here as well. So that might actually be perfect where it's sitting right there. Keep in mind, I gotta be able to get to the fuse block to replace any fuses. I mean, obviously that spot right there is gonna have to do. We'll have to work with what we got. This wire that is connected to the fuse block is 6-gauge marine wire. The same wire that I have from the trolling motor wire. It's already connected to terminal rings because this is from my last boat build. Same wire, same setup. So it's already pre-made for me, if anyone's wondering. I made it in the last build. So we got 9 connections here. They're all marked with dots. I don't know if y'all can see them, but each line has different number of dots, and that is how I know which end is to over there. All right, so I just drew up this. This is a mock-up of the switch panel, but we got everything that we want to connect to each switch. So yeah, basically we'll know what goes to what. We got this already labeled from the last build, so that's good. And then we'll use the switch number up there and know what cable is what up there with all the dots. Switch number 3 is going to match up with line number 3, the line that has 3 dots. So it's all gonna be planned out. I'm gonna know what wires what. So now we can go ahead and start attaching these wires to the fuse block. All right, there is the fuse block screwed to the wall. Now we need to connect all these wires to that. So we already got the stickers in place, but before we can attach it to the screw, we need to attach these heat shrink ring terminals. So on this switch panel, all of these switches are already wired together. They're all piggybacked off of the first one. And these are 20 amp switches. So that means all 7 of these switches share that 20 amps. Almost 3 amps per switch. That's not very much. It might be enough, but what I'm gonna go ahead and do is go ahead and cut each of these positive wires. Cut them all and then run each one to the fuse block. And that way each switch has its own fuse. But you don't have to do this. If you guys want an easy install, just use the switch panel just like this. But I want more amperage for each switch, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it and run the wiring, do the work, and make sure I have enough amperage for each one. So I need to cut every wire like this. So that one, this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I'm gonna leave enough wire there to cover the end. I should have done this before, but before, when I touched these 2 wires to the battery, every single switch lit up. But now, The only switch that should light up now is these first two. This is a USB port, but it has to be connected to that one at least because of just how it's wired, but exactly what's happening. So just the first two switches are on now. You only need to cut the positive wires if you're doing this. All the negatives can still be piggybacked together. So now each switch will have its own power. Gonna have to make way more connections, have to run more wiring, but it'll be worth it, to me at least. I'm gonna be closing off all these ends right here with some liquid tape. All right, while all those ends dry, I'm gonna go ahead and get some spade connectors on all of these ends. We need spade connectors on the positive wires. All right, there is one connection there, and that will connect to this metal spade right there. You know what, let's go ahead and connect the ring terminal to the negative wire. So here are both of the connectors on the positive and negative wire. The negative wire got a ring terminal connector, and the positive wire got a female spade connector. The negative will go to the negative bus bar on the fuse block, and the positive, which will be connected to the lights and everything else up there, will go to the male spade connector right there. And then of course all these positive wires will run back to the fuse block for the fuse. That's pretty much how that works. Pretty simple. So I got all the female spade connectors on all the positive wires and all the ring terminals on all the negative wires, and even got the negative wires attached to the bus bar on the fuse block. I left these two wire connections bare because these wires are for the fish finders, and you want to run your fish finders straight to the battery. Running a fish finder to a fuse block or a switch panel can cause interference, so don't do it. But you do want to add an inline fuse holder on the positive wire. So there is the positive and negative wire done for the fish finder, and I gotta do it one more time for the other wire. So there are the power cables for the two front fish finders. That is all done. Now I need to extend all these wires from the back up to the front and then into the box. It is 3 in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits. We will finish this in the morning.